On the Mats is brought to you by Vantage Wrestling, where champions begin.
Wait hasn't had a state champion in wrestling in 39 years, but Phoenix Contos is looking to change that. After coming close the last 2 seasons, he's now the top-ranked wrestler at 132 pounds in Ohio. Sherwin Shelton caught up with Phoenix shortly after sectionals as he prepares now for districts.
Coming up against a guy who is one of the best in the business.
After back-to-back state runner-up finishes as a sophomore and junior, Waite's Phoenix Contos says he's ready to break through and win it all.
This whole year I've had some ups and downs with just my life in general, and like having talks with my dad, he helped me so much get through what I'm getting through, and so I'm pretty sure that's what's going to get me over this hump this year for sure.
Now it's end game for us. There's no tomorrow. We got to get it done. It's our last chance, so I think we're in a good spot. We're going to really find out where we're at.
Contos is hitting his stride at the right time this season, but coming off a tough win at sectionals, he knows the work is never done.
Wrestled a tough kid at sectionals last week. I think we realize that our conditioning probably isn't where it needs to be right now, but we plan on changing that and working really hard over these next 2 weeks to get where we need to be.
It's more of a gas thing about my lungs and stuff, so I just needed to run super hard this week, and I have been, and right after the tournament I went and ran because I knew that's what's going on. So that match didn't really upset me in any way, but it showed me what I need to get better on and what I need to do.
Contos says wrestling is the thing that he loves the most, and it will be a part of his future in some form or fashion.
For sure, I'm going to wrestle in college, and I'm going to hopefully pursue that and be a wrestling coach when I'm older. I want to go through physical education in college just because that's what my grandpa did and as well, and I want to pursue wrestling for sure my whole life.
We're now joined by Coach Cubberly. Coach, if Phoenix is finally going to get over the hump this year at 132 and become that state champion, what's it going to take?
Well, it's going to take hard work. He's going to have to be in shape. He's definitely going to have to be able to execute his offense at the end of the period and win takedowns on the edge of the mat at the end of periods.
To get to this point, just what's set him apart as a wrestler?
Probably the biggest thing, in my opinion, that sets Phoenix apart as a wrestler is his ability to come out of scrambles on top. That guy can roll around, and you've got to really control his hips if you want to beat him, and there's nobody that really can do that. And he can score from anywhere. And when they're in a scramble, I always look for him to come out on top.
Is there a signature move that you've seen that works for him?
I've seen Phoenix hit a really nice duck under to a single leg. I've seen Phoenix hit a really nice claw right on top, but he's pretty well schooled in every technique. He's solid technically.
Good to have a full arsenal of weapons out there. We saw that he had to wrestle Uriah Lopez from Perrysburg in the sectional final. Just having such a tough match there, how can that prepare you for the road ahead?
Well, good, tough matches always can prepare you. You can learn a lot from that kind of a match. Like he specifically talked about his conditioning. He's learned he maybe have to up his game there a little bit.
He talked about his family, the Contos family, just prolific in wrestling. Right. Just how can that have a positive impact on the success that he's had?
Well, if you got the last name Contos in Northwest Ohio, specifically in the Toledo City League, that's a big deal. The Contos families are legends in this area. They coached my sons. They've coached everybody. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what it takes to get to the top of the podium at the state tournament.
Well, no matter what happens, if he becomes a state champion or not, just what legacy has Phoenix left on the weight wrestling program? Well,
he is the weight wrestling program, in my opinion. I mean, there's good kids in the program, but Phoenix has brought weight back to the dominance that it once had. It's a name in the wrestling community now.
And he's elevated them to that new level of success. We can't wait to see, though, what he does at state, right?
Absolutely.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.